A dog of a competitor with a left arm built to crush dreams and carve legacies. Today on Locked On A's.
You are Locked On A's, your daily podcast on the Athletics, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am your host, Bodie, one name, all passion. I've been an A's fan for over 40 years now, and I've seen it all. I've seen Ricky run wild. I've seen the Bash brothers hit absolute nukes. I've seen the big three deal. I've seen that thing they call Mount Davis they put at the Coliseum. But now we are stacking chips, and we are building a dynasty for 2028 Las Vegas. First, we are beginning to make noise now with a young crop of kids that is beginning to be the envy of all of Major League Baseball. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. So do me a favor, punch that subscribe button wherever you are following the show. The ticker you see at the bottom of the page is a list of the A's top 30 prospects as announced by Major League Baseball. I will always have that updated from low A Stockton to high A Lansing to double A Midland to triple A Vegas. And if you have a question about any of them, I watch them all play. Shoot me a message on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it these days, at Locked On A's, or email me anytime at lockedonathletics@gmail.com. And we are talking about one of these prospects, the number 2 ranked prospect in the A's organization, Jamie Arnold. And to be honest, I'm shocked that we are talking about Jamie Arnold, because Arnold was projected as a top 5 pick, and some even had him at number 1 overall. And to get him at number 11, This episode is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Enough with boring, flavorless caffeine. It's time to give your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5 Hour Energy shots. Go to 5hourenergy.com or Amazon today. We have a great show in store for you today. We're going to talk about the Southpaw legacy, the great lefties of history, Koufax, Carlton, Randy Johnson, CeCe, Sale. All of them weren't just pitchers. They were forces. How about the A's draft philosophy as of late? Jacob Wilson, Nick Kurtz. They didn't spend too much time in the minors. Is Arnold going to go through the same type of development, through the same type of timeline? We'll talk about that a little bit later. Any great pitcher has to have great stuff, and that's what Arnold has. We're going to talk about his arsenal in building an ace a little bit later. Most importantly, beyond the arsenal, Arnold's a dog of a competitor, a dog with a W. Arnold started at Florida State, and his journey didn't start out as smooth as you would think. First, how about the Southpaw mystique? Have you ever noticed that everywhere you turn, everybody wants to be a left-hander in sports? Basketball, right-handers want to shoot left-handed. Hitters, right-handers want to hit left-handed. Pitchers, right-handers want to throw left-handed. No matter what sport you're talking about, no matter what you're doing, everybody wants to be a hook, a southpaw. You never hear anybody saying, hey, I want to be a right-hander. What is it about the southpaw mystique? The lefties, the outlaws of baseball. They don't fit the system. And that's what makes them so dangerous. They bend the geometry of the game. They twist the sight lines. They throw pitches from angles hitters weren't born to see. And when the great ones take the mound, the game doesn't just change, it tilts. Think about Koufax in the 60s. His curveball didn't just break, it vanished. Hitters said the ball would start at their eyes and end at their knees before they could blink. How about the big unit, Randy Johnson in the 90s, a 6'10" monster with a fastball like a lightning bolt and a slider that dove like a guillotine. Hall of Famers admitted they didn't want any part of him. And then there's Steve Carlton, 4-time Cy Young Award winner, who practically reinvented the role of the dominant ace from the left side. Southpaws are rare. Only about 10% of humans are left-handed. But in baseball, they punch above their weight. They frustrate hitters. They frustrate managers. They frustrate entire lineups. A right-handed hitter might square up against a dozen righties a week. Then one lefty comes in, and suddenly that at-bat feels alien. The ball comes in from shadows, cutting across the plate from the wrong direction. The timing's off. The swing looks awkward. The hitter walks back to the dugout, shaking his head, thinking, what just happened? That's the magic of the southpaw. That's why they are different. And that's why Jamie Arnold is so damn exciting for the A's. He isn't just another first-round pick. He's a left-handed competitor with funk in his delivery, fire in his eyes, and a fastball-slider combo that already screams big league ready. He's the next in line of southpaw disruptors. Every story has chapters. For Jamie Arnold, his Florida State career is a 3-act play. The struggle, the breakout, and the ace. Let's start with Act 1. Freshman year, 2023. Arnold arrives at Florida State with promise, but also with question marks. And like a lot of freshmen, he got hit around. ERA over 6, more losses than wins. But here's the thing. He kept taking the ball. 24 appearances, 8 starts, over 40 innings. The Seminoles threw him into the fire, and he didn't back down. Arnold wore those struggles. He didn't run from them. He built on them. That freshman season wasn't a failure. It was a foundation. Act 2, the transformation. 2024, Arnold comes back as a sophomore and looks like a completely different pitcher. ERA, 2.98. Wins jump to 11. And the strikeouts, a ridiculous 159 in over 100 innings. You heard that right. 159 Ks in over 100 innings. He opens the season with 24 consecutive scoreless innings. He strikes out 17 against Pitt, the most by a Seminole pitcher in nearly 4 decades. He throws an immaculate inning in the regionals. 3 batters up, 3 batters down on 9 pitches. This isn't just improvement. This is dominance. Suddenly, scouts are circling Tallahassee. The talk isn't just good college arm. It's this guy might be the top left-handed pitcher in the draft. Junior year, 2025, he racks up 119 more strikeouts in under 85 innings. And he does it with the weight of expectation on his shoulders. Postseason, yeah, he delivers 13 2/3 innings across the regional and super regional, 22 Ks, both games won when his team needed him most. He was their rock. By the end of the year, he was a two-time All-American. He's a Golden Spikes semifinalist. He's the most outstanding player of multiple regionals. He's etched his name into Seminole record books with 327 career Ks, top 10 all time. Freshman, sophomore, junior, the struggle, the breakout, the ace. That's the Florida State journey of Jamie Arnold. This episode is brought to you by Zippix Toothpicks. Whether you are looking for nicotine satisfaction or an energy boost, Zippix has you covered with their nicotine and caffeine-infused toothpicks. For nicotine users, Zippix provides a discreet way to satisfy cravings and the hand-to-mouth habit without vaping or smoking. Zippix can be a helpful tool as you work to reduce your dependence on vaping. Available in 6 great flavors with 2 milligram and 3 milligram nicotine options. And if you need energy without the crash, their caffeine toothpicks are a game changer. I've used the caffeine toothpicks before. Big meetings and long drives. They give me energy without the jitters, and the flavors like cinnamon spearmint actually taste great. Go to zippixtoothpicks.com. Use code LOCKEDON for 10% off your first order. Must be 21 or older to order. Warning, nicotine is an addictive chemical. That's zippixtoothpicks.com. Promo code LOCKEDON. Zip more, smoke less with Zippix Toothpicks. Caffeine just got a flavor upgrade. 5-hour energy shots deliver tasty caffeine in 17 bold flavors. Each 2-ounce shot packs the caffeine of a premium 12-ounce cup of coffee, plus B vitamins and nutrients with zero sugar and zero crashes. What I love most is how portable they are. Big taste, tiny shot. You can take it anywhere and get that boost when you need it. I always reach for my favorite flavor, pumpkin spice, because it's refreshing and gives me that quick lift before a busy day. Probably will try gingerbread snap next. It kicks in, sugar-free. I don't have to worry about crashing later. Enough with boring, flavorless caffeine. It's time to give your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5-hour energy shots. Get the favorites you love or be bold and try something new in store and online at www.5hourenergy.com or Amazon today. Numbers tell you what a pitcher did, but attitude tells you who a pitcher is. And with Jamie Arnold, the numbers are strong, but it's the competitor inside him that makes him special. But the second he steps across that foul line, the switch flips. He turns into a different animal. You see him pacing the dirt, eyes locked in, almost daring hitters to step in the box. And here's the kicker. He feeds off the crowd. He admitted it. He wants that energy. Let's go back to something Arnold himself said, quote unquote, if I don't have my best stuff that day, I still do my best with that. In the end, you are getting a dog. I'll bring my very best every single day. That's a line that tells you everything you need to know, because here's the truth. Nobody has their best stuff every night, even Koufax, Johnson, Verlander. The difference between the good pitchers and the great ones isn't what they do when everything's working. It's what they do when it isn't. And Arnold is already showing the mentality of a guy who grinds, claws, and competes with whatever he has that day. That's what coaches mean when they call him a bulldog. That's what scouts mean when they say he's a dog of a competitor. It's not hype. It's earned. You want comparisons? I'll give you comparisons. Think Max Scherzer, that fire in his eyes, that intensity, the way he stalks around the mound between pitches like a man possessed. That's Jamie Arnold. Think John Lester, calm, unflappable, even when the postseason pressure was suffocating. That's Arnold's postseason vibe at Florida State. Think Chris Sale, anger, violence, and precision rolled into one when he's locked in. That's Arnold's slider, his body language, his intimidation factor. And the A's desperately need that. They need a guy who isn't just a pitcher, but an alpha competitor, someone who sets the tone, someone who drags his teammates into the fight with him. Arnold has that makeup. And let's be honest, the A's need this badly. For years, they have lacked that guy who carries the mound presence of an ace, the one who owns the game before he even throws a pitch. Jamie Arnold has the personality, the fight, the swagger to be that guy. He doesn't just throw pitches, he throws challenges. He tells the hitter, good luck. He tells his teammates, follow me. And when you put that kind of mentality into the body of a left-handed pitcher with nasty stuff, that's when you got something special. So yeah, the numbers are great. The ERA, the strikeouts, the awards, but it's the dog inside Jamie Arnold that has the A's dreaming bigger, because talent wins games, but fire wins October. With all that being said, when you really break down a pitcher, you can talk about personality. You can talk about leadership. You can talk about stats. You can talk about fire, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, the arsenal is the foundation. What does he throw? How does it move? Can hitters touch it? That's where Jamie Arnold becomes fascinating, because his mix isn't just effective, it's unique. Let's start with the heater. Sits in the low to mid 90s, 93, 94, 95, with the ability to touch 97 when he really reaches back. But velocity alone doesn't tell the story. What makes his fastball special is the way it plays from his arm slot. He's got that low 3/4, almost sidearm release. The ball doesn't come straight over the top like most pitchers. It comes screaming in at an angle hitters aren't trained to track. Imagine standing in the box as a right-handed hitter. The ball looks like it's starting behind your back, then shoots across the plate with late life climbing at the letters. By the time you swing, it's already past you. This is why his fastball gets swing and misses up in the zone. It jumps, it rides, it sneaks up on hitters. Scouts call it a plus fastball, and it sets the tone for everything else he throws. Now, the slider. This is the pitch, the bread and butter, the out pitch. It sits in the mid-80s, sharp, biting, with sweep that just makes hitters look foolish. In 2024, it generated a 41% whiff rate. That means nearly half the time a hitter swung, they missed. That's absurd. Picture it. The ball comes out looking like a fastball down the middle. Then at the last split second, it breaks off the plate. Hitters can't touch it. And when they do, weak contact, dribblers, broken bats. This is the pitch that draws the Chris Sale comparisons. The funky arm slot, the frisbee slider, the sheer nastiness of it. It's a weapon that already works at the highest levels of college ball, and it's going to play immediately in pro ball. This isn't a pitch he needs to develop. This is a pitch that's already a big league strikeout pitch. Now, the key to his future is the changeup. And here's where the story gets interesting. Early in his career, Arnold didn't really need it. Fastball slider was enough to carve through lineups. But by junior year, he started working it in. Low 80s, fading away from righties, tumbling just enough to miss barrels. Right now, it's average. But the flashes, they are encouraging. If he hones it, if he gets that third pitch consistently, then we're not just talking about a good starter. We're talking about a potential frontline ace. But here's how hitters think. You can survive against 2 pitches if you guess right. Against 3+ pitches from a funky lefty slot? Forget it. You're gone. You're toast. Let's talk about command. Normally, guys with funky deliveries have a problem. They are deceptive, sure, but they cannot repeat it. They spray pitches, walk batters, run up pitch counts. Jamie Arnold, he throws strikes. Only 53 walks in his last 2 seasons combined. That's elite command for someone with his delivery. It means he's not just funky, he's polished. He's found a way to harness the chaos to turn deception into a weapon without sacrificing control. Scouts give him a 55 grade on control, above average. For a kid with this much funk, that's rare, and that's what makes him so dangerous. So let's flip it. Let's imagine we are in the batter's box. First pitch, fastball, 95. It rides up at the letters. You swing under it. Strike 1. Next pitch, slider. It looks like the same fastball down the middle until it isn't. You swing over it, chasing air. Strike 2. Now you're in protect mode. He drops the changeup, slower, tumbling, fading. You roll it over, ground ball to second, inning over. That's the Arnold experience. He doesn't just throw pitches. He puts you in a blender. You can't guess right. And by the time you try, inning over. So when you talk about Jamie Arnold's arsenal, it's not about flash or gimmicks. It's about a fastball that plays above its velocity, a slider that's already major league nasty, and a changeup that could unlock ace potential. Add in the fact that he throws strikes, and you got a lefty who doesn't just look like a first-round pick. He looks like a future rotation cornerstone. The arsenal is real. The deception is real. And when hitters step in against Jamie Arnold, they're not just facing pitches, they're facing nightmares. You have probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually worked. There are so many products out there, and it's hard to know which ones are actually going to do anything. That's why you should give Nutrafol a closer look. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people, and it's not just hype. This is a supplement clinically tested that targets the root causes of thinning and shedding with a proactive approach. Whether you are at work, out with friends, or even just getting ready in the morning, Nutrafol gives you more confidence in your daily routine. See thicker, stronger hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering Locked On MLB listeners $10 off your first month's subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they are worth, whether it's 401k, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you could end up leaving money on the table. That's why there is Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you have put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categories of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. Monarch helped me identify that I was not saving as much as I thought. DoorDash, A's Gear, streaming services, it happens. Don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONMLB. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen every day. For your second listen, check out Locked On MLB Game Night. They cover every game, every night until a World Series champ is crowned. You will get Locked On podcast host giving you the analysis on a national scale. You can find it on Locked On MLB, on YouTube, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. When you look at Jamie Arnold, you don't just see a first rounder, you see a pattern. You see a shift in the A's draft philosophy because over the past 3 years, the A's have started to play this game differently, and the picks prove it. Let's rewind to 2023. Jacob Wilson, son of a big leaguer, contact machine, high floor infielder out of Grand Canyon University. The A's didn't mess around. They took him in the first round, and within a year, he's wearing the big league uniform. No minor league purgatory, no endless seasoning, straight to the show. This was the first signal. The A's were not looking for long-term projects anymore. They want polish. They want players who could move up fast, who could help shape the franchise's future right now. 2024, Nick Kurtz, Wake Forest smasher, big-time bat, advanced approach, and the kind of hitter who screamed big league ready. What happens? Same story. Less than a year. He's in the majors. Another first rounder, another fast track. 2 straight drafts, 2 straight players who didn't waste time. The A's were telling us something with those picks. They weren't waiting around. They weren't hunting lottery tickets. They were hunting contributors. And then 2025, Jamie Arnold, by most rankings, a top 5 arm. Some had him as the top pitcher in the entire draft class. And somehow he's sitting there at number 11. But when he fell, the A's pounced, and they didn't just take him because he was there. They took him because he fits the mold. Advanced college arm, polished, competitive, pro-ready. The same profile they targeted with Wilson. The same profile they targeted with Kurtz. Only this time, it's a left-handed ace type, the holy grail. And here's the real question. What's the timeline? Wilson got to the bigs in just over a year. Kurtz did it under a year. What about Arnold? Arnold himself said on draft night, I feel confident enough I could pitch in the bigs next week. Now, sure, that's a little tongue-in-cheek, but it's also the competitor talking, and that's the scary part. He's not wrong. His stuff is good enough right now to get big league hitters out. But the A's won't rush him for no reason, but history says they will give him every chance to move quickly. They want their top picks impacting the roster, not clogging up the farm system. And when you are as polished as Arnold, 2-time All-American, Golden Spike semifinalist, Friday night ace in the ACC, you're not a project, you're a product. This is where it gets exciting for A's fans. Wilson, Kurtz, Arnold, 3 straight first rounders, 3 straight advanced college players, 3 straight guys who can shape the future core. So when we talk about draft philosophy, understand this. The A's aren't just stacking chips for 2028. They are loading the table right now. They are building a core that's already closer to the big leagues than most franchises dream about. And Arnold, he's the pitcher who could put it all together. So yes, Jamie Arnold is a first-round pick, but he is also the third act in a new A's philosophy. Draft polish, draft leaders, draft guys who can climb fast. And if the trend holds, don't be shocked if you see him in the green and gold sooner than anyone expects. Because for the A's, the fast track isn't a theory anymore. It's the plan. And Arnold might just be the crown jewel. A left-handed ace, a southpaw. Baseball remembers its southpaws. They are not just players, they are characters. They are legends. They are part of sports mythology. Sandy Koufax didn't just pitch, he dominated in bursts of brilliance, so bright they still echo 60 years later. Randy Johnson, he terrified hitters with size, velocity, and that slider that broke like an axe blade. Steve Carlton put an entire franchise on his back in 1972. 27 wins on a 59-win Phillies team. CC Sabathia threw his shoulder over the Brewers in 2008 and carried them to October on pure will. Chris Sale has carved his name into this generation as the modern image of what a funky, fiery southpaw can do. The pattern is clear. The great lefties don't just succeed, they redefine the game. They become stories told decades later. Jamie Arnold now steps into that line. He's not Koufax, he's not Johnson, he's not Sale, but he's got a piece of all of them. He's got Koufax's breaking ball mystique, Johnson's intimidation factor, Sale's funky release, and CC's bulldog mentality. And that's why the A's took him. Because southpaws don't just fill rotation spots, they lead rotations. They become the heartbeat of championship teams. If Jamie Arnold hits his ceiling, he's not just another arm, he's the southpaw ace who defines an era. Southpaws are rare. Only 10% of the world is left-handed, and only a fraction of that 10% ever get the chance to throw a baseball professionally. But when one of them breaks through, when the mechanics, the mindset, and the magic all align, the game tilts in their favor. The hitters feel it. The crowd feels it. Baseball itself feels it. Jamie Arnold is one of those rare ones. This isn't about radar guns or sliders. This is about fire. This is about a competitor who's already told the world, you're getting a dog. A kid who knows how to pitch angry, pitch proud, and pitch with purpose. And that's why the A's drafted him. Not just for his left arm, but for the fire inside it. Because when the southpaw rises, baseball pays attention. And Jamie Arnold, he's about to rise.